I'm a big fan of the B&O, and I'm always looking to collect additional B&O items to add to my railroad, which will be depicting the Harpers Ferry area, which is the main line point for the B&O. MTH makes some great engines, but not very many large steamers for the B&O. And so when I was shopping on eBay, I recently came across a great deal on a Lionel EM-1 in great condition, which would be a really good addition if for not the fact that it was Lionel and I'm an MTH guy. Yeah, I can run it conventionally. That's how it's running right now. But if only I could control a Lionel engine on a via DCS, I wonder what components I would need. So I did some research to run a TMCC train or engine on a DCS system are the following. You'll need a command base like this one that I got off of eBay from Trains. They sent it to me just recently. You'll need that. You'll need a wire to connect from the TMCC base. Okay, just a single wire, which will hook up right here. And then it goes to the ground, the black. See here that I'm running a YU, and that YU is attached to my TIU via the serial port. And so I know that I'm going to need to connect via serial port to the TIU, but I only have one port. So I went online to OGR and found out that one of the other components that I'll need is a really simple and very inexpensive Y, serial port Y. The specific model and a link to it will be in the description below. And you need a special cable, which I have right here, which connects from the command unit to the TIU. So the command base to the TIU using this special cable, it's important that you use the right end on each part of the connection. So as you see, this cable has one end it's labeled Legacy TMCC, and the other end is labeled TIU. And so I'm going to hook them up accordingly. So I have now hooked up the serial port using special cable to the Y, which is going into my TIU, and the other part of the Y is going to my YU. Okay. TMC Trainmaster command base. I also have power. If you can see, there's a little red light there to my TIU. I'm using two power sources. I have a Z1000, which is providing power to my TIU, and I also have a Z4000, which is providing power to my track via the inputs here on my TIU. So looks like I have all the components I need. So let's give this time to test out our configuration with this by adding this Lionel EM-1 TMCC controlled, and see if we can add that up through the app. To do that, what we do is we click on Run My Trains. My phone is already connected to the YU Wi-Fi, so that's all set. I've got power to the track, as indicated by the lights are on the engine. And next we are going to go up here and add an engine. Okay, Let me prop that up so we can see that real good. And then we're going to go scroll down to the bottom and add an engine. Okay. Here we have a couple of choices. We have add an MTH engine or add a TMCC engine. I've always had to just, add MTH engines since that's all I ever had. But now I've expanded my collection to include TMCC Lionel engines, so I'm going to click on TMCC. As soon as I hit that, there's a few fields we need to fill out: what TIU, the address, and the name. The TIU comes up automatically of my TIU, so I'll go ahead and pick that. If you have more than one TIU, it'll list all the different TIUs you have, but I only have one. Next, we're going to name it. We're going to -1. Okay, and then for the address, engines, normally Lionel engines default to an address of 1. But the person I bought this from said they already had switched it over to 2, so I'm going to go with 2 and see if that works, and then we're going to hit done. Okay, so once we hit done, we can go ahead and click startup. There it goes. I've got command control of a Lionel TMCC engine from my MTH DCS application. Let's test it out for sure. Let's try the horn out. Oh my god, that sounds so good. And let's try the bell out. Yep, there's our bell. And let's go ahead and see if it goes forward. Give it a little gas. And there it goes. Yeah. And then hit reverse and run it back a little bit. Okay. Seems like everything's working well. Now, I notice that there is this dial, which is just very kind of a relative. It's not the same as the speed dial that you normally get with DCS engines. Let's go ahead and turn our bell off. There it goes. All right. So what I want you to see is that if under the control settings here, there are some controls that we can do. There's our name. There's our address too, and we can edit that address so that if we get like another TMCC engine and it comes to us with an address of 2, we can change that address through this interface right here. Okay, and this is the Lionel interface. All right. We can also go in here and come down to the speed control and change it to TMCC-32, which will give us the 32-step dial for our speed control. And while we're here, let's go ahead and set our momentum to high so that it speeds up and slows down in a more realistic manner. We can also change our direction lock to just always forward, to always reverse, or unlocked. And that's about it in terms of controls right here. Of course, we can reset the entire engine back to its factory standards. The other thing we can do here is under the center one, we can go to our auxiliary, and we have an engine reset. We have our volume up and down. We've got crew talk. Okay, we've got a startup blow off. We can send our volume up and down. We can shut down. We can do our steam release. Okay, that's fun. We can do our tower communications.
B&O 7616, you are cleared outbound.
And I really love that the Lionel sound set includes a dialogue that's specific to my particular engine, or the engine that you're running. In this case, I have a 7616 engine, and that's what the tower told us we have. And we can turn our smoke on and off, or hold for boosted steam smoke, which it's a feature I haven't tried yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So let's move this engine out and get it a consist and see what it looks like running. Okay, there's our reverse. And you can see now our dial has the 32 steps. I'm going to go forward. Yeah, that's a great horn. Great whistle. Okay, and that's how it's done.